Okay, good morning students. This is our college. Is my voice visible to you? Yeah, okay. DBS Talks is our college channel in YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. These are the some of the links of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn. So please tell to your friends about this channel. In this channel you can get the regular updates related to our education. Hope it will be helpful to you. Okay, now let's get into our class. Okay. In this class, we are going to discuss about this transaction flow techniques. What are the transaction flow testings in this testing process? See, whenever you are going to perform a testing, here we are having multiple transaction flows. First of all, how to get the transaction. Now let us see how to get the transaction flow. Okay, suppose if it is a complicated system, suppose we are not having the simple systems like that, we must also have the complicated systems. In that complicated systems that process a lot of different complicated transactions, it is having a lot of different and complicated transactions, and it should have the explicit representations of the transaction flows. You are having some transaction flows and it is having some explicit representations or the equivalent. Then the transaction flows are like, we are having so many types of transaction flows. Those are control flow graph. See, whenever if you are writing a programming code for that particular application, for each and every application we need to develop some programming code. Before going to develop the programming code, here we are going to test the particular product there. మనం అక్కడ టెస్టింగ్ అనేది పర్ఫామ్ చేసే ముందు we are going to design the transaction flow. Why? Because if you have represented the transaction flow if you are representing the transaction flow control flow graph in the form of in the form of control flow graphs, then it will be very easy for that particular user to perform the test on that particular coding. Why? Because based upon the control flow graph itself, we came to know that where we have done some type of mistakes, and we have already deal with that, what are the types of mistakes that is happening there. And the transaction flows are consequently we should expect to have some of them increasing levels. Here day by day, if we are dividing the testing, whenever you are going to perform the testing, first of all from the beginning to ending you have to go through it. It is very difficult to go to that so much amount of data, so that we have to divide it into the form of multiple modules. So it is we should expect that we have the increasing levels. It is having some increasing levels. We need not to say that it is having very easy program for us. So it is not an easy task. First of all, you have to divide that into the small units, and for each unit you have to perform the testing, and for that unit also you have to perform, for the small unit you have to perform unit testing there. And for that unit testing also, you need, before doing the unit testing, you have to design the control flow graph for that particular unit. After that perform after designing the control flow graph for that particular unit, you have to check whether there is having any bugs. If there is any bugs, you can try to fix the bugs there. And again, the consequently we can expect the same result and increasing levels in detail. Suppose if it is not like that, and again you have to check for that. But according to the user's point of view, that is not a normal thing. But in the terms of systems point of view, again in 2 points of view you have to check, in the point of user's view and in the point of systems view also you have to check. Sometimes the bug may arise at the system time also. We have already discussed at the time of requirements gathering. Also you may have the without any, if you have not done a proper communication at that time also, we are going to get it is having the chance to get the bug. But without having the chance, we can have the increasing levels in detail. But the system's design is a document whenever here we are going to perform the documentation. Here if we are performing the documentation, we cannot say that it is a small thing, but not related to that, but it is in time of complicated systems, the process may be the process may have the complicated transactions, and it should have the explicit representations of the transaction flows. We have the two types of representations. One is implicit representation, and another one is explicit representation. If it is the implicit representation, we have a chance that chance to take the bugs in the consequently we can take the we can have the chance to fix the bug in the internally we can fix that bug. Otherwise we doesn't have the chance to fix the errors like that. Suppose if it is explicit, we have to show the explicit representation like some transaction flows just like that. So we have to expect some increasing levels in detail. We have to increase them in detail. Suppose if it is a transaction flow, whenever you are performing the testing there, in that particular testing you have to start from the beginning to the ending. In that you have to divide into the unit modules, and for that each and every unit you have to perform the you have to take the control flow graph. We have already said that why we are taking the control flow graph, to remove the ambiguity that it is very difficult for each and every programmer that even though if it has divided it into the modules, after dividing it into the modules you have to check that whether it is it has successfully done or not. How we can came to know that it is successfully divided? First of all, you have to draw the control flow graph. See, based upon the number of functions in that programming, you have to take the number of units in that program. Okay, suppose you are performing the multiple tasks in that. Suppose if you have taken the example like if you have performed the multiple tasks in that particular program, so like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and some percentile operation just like that. There you have to perform 6 type of tasks there. In that 6 type of tasks you have to check for the errors, and after that you have to test that, and if it is successfully tested, then only it could be run on that platform. But if you are taking that uh, into the unit testing, if you are dividing it into the units, there we first of all what you have to do is, before dividing it into the module units, you have to check the control flow graph first. After taking it into the control flow graph, why we have to draw the control flow graph means, if we have drawn a control flow graph, that is very easy for a customer to check the, sorry, not for the customer, it is very easy for a user to fix for the errors. If once the error is found, then it is very easy for a developer to raise the bugs there. So the system details documentation should contain an overview section such that the details the main transaction flows. It details the main transaction flows there. Here the detailed transaction flows are mandatory. Here it is a prerequisite to the rational design of the system's functionality test. Here sometimes the complicated system is a process. It is a system's complicated process such that it should have a lot of difference. We should not say that there is only one difference. There is a lot of difference between each and every unit test. But sometimes in the point of complicated systems view, whenever in the point of complicated systems view, it is a very difficult task for a system. It is to find out the explicit representation of the transaction flows, and for the equivalent to perform the equivalent transaction, the transaction flows like the control flow graphs are consequently we should expect to have them in the increasing levels. We are increasing levels in detail. Here the systems design document, here also the transactions, what they are saying is the transaction should have the, it should have what it should have the explicit representations of the transaction flows or its equivalent. Sometimes the transaction flows like the control flow graphs, and the consequently we should expect to have them in the increasing levels. We can explicitly to have them in the increasing levels in detail. Suppose that the system design documentation should contain an overview section that details the main transaction flows. It details the main transaction flows, and the system design documentation should contain an overview section such that that details the main transaction flows. Okay, next one, the detailed transaction. Here the detailed transaction flows are mandatory. It is a prerequisite to the rational design of the system's function test. It is the main thing of the system's function test, and the detailed transaction flows are mandatory for the prerequisite. So for that one also we have to check once whether the detailed transaction flows, or we are taking it as a mandatory, or we are taking it as a mandatory prerequisite to the whether it is a rational design or not, whether it is a rational design. If it is a rational design, then you have to check if it is a if the detailed transaction flows are mandatory prerequisite to the rational design of a systems functional test. But here if it is a walkthrough, then no need to discuss about that particular type of transaction. Suppose if it is a transaction type and of account, we can have the a success rate of from 85 to from 98 to 99% we are having the success rate of the transaction of the each system, and we can say that it is a expected process. That process may be a expected thing, but here the transaction flows, it is a natural agenda for system reviews or the inspections. When why we have to, what is the reason to perform the, here first of all you have to think that the match here first of all you have to think that what is the natural, what is the main thing to perform the, what is the need to perform the just like inspection reviews and walkthroughs. What, why it is necessarily that we have to perform that just like inspection reviews and walkthroughs. See, whenever after that perform, after whenever you are performing the testing, if you are performing the inspection means we can say that it is a successfully tested thing, and after testing that particular software, we are going to perform the inspection on that whether it is a qualified software product or not. And after we have, after that inspection process has completed, that inspection process also it is not that much delayed process. Suppose if it is somewhat thing that is it is, if it is a thing that is which is a main thing here, the transaction after performing that inspection, that is not that much delayed process. After that inspection they can successfully certify that it is a better product. Even after the discussion, the transaction types to the accounts for the 98 to 99% of the transaction system is expected to process. It is we can expect to process there. Here whenever you are conducting the walkthroughs, we should show the it should that it is easy to discuss enough that the transaction of the system is the expected process, but the discuss, we can discuss the path through the flows. See, whenever you are discussing the paths, whatever the path that we are selecting there, it can flows in the form of the functional and rather than the technical terms. See, if it is a technical term or the functional term, we need not to bother about that. But if it is why you are taking it in the form of functional term and technical terms means, if it is a functional term, we need not to test for the logical part, but we have to check for that whether the variable has declared successfully or not, whether it is taken the specification correctly or not. Just like that we have to check. But in the form of technical terms, we have to check the logical operations each and every time. Why? Because in the previous example only we have discussed about the types of bugs there. What are the bugs that we have erased at any type of times? See, assignment blindness, testing blindness. In that time, in that particular time, if you have assigned the wrong values, we can say it as assignment blindness. In the previous class we have already discussed. But if you say that we can discuss this particular path in the terms of functional or rather than the technical terms, we can say it is not that much difficult to perform the test on that. And we should ask the designers to relate every flow to the specification, and to show how to transact directly or indirectly, how to perform transaction directly or indirectly, and follows from the requirements, and from the requirements we have to follow. And next one is, whenever you are making the transaction flow testing from the cornerstone of the system functional testing, just as a part testing, and it is the cornerstone of the, and it is the cornerstone of the unit testing. Okay, we can say it is as a cornerstone of the unit testing. Next one, if you are selecting the additional flow paths or loops, based upon that we can take the extreme values and domain boundaries. But if you are designing more test cases to validate all the bugs, and see how we can say that the process is started and that process is ended there. How we can say that a process is started and the process is ended? Whenever we are entering into the process, then that particular process is started. We can say it as a birth of that particular process. However, we are leaving that particular process successfully after the verification of that particular process. Whenever we are leaving that particular process and again we doesn't have any type of use with that particular process, we can say that it is the end of that particular process. So there we can select the additional flow paths, but before doing the transaction we can perform the flow testing. But it is a cornerstone of this, it may be a cornerstone of the system functional testing. Why? Because in order to perform the functional testing we have to we have to make sure that first of all we have done the transaction or not, just as the path testing. And it is the cornerstone of, it is a main cornerstone, we can say that it is a main cornerstone of the unit testing. Okay, next one, if you want to select the additional flow paths or loops, then it is the extreme value, then we can say that that flow paths or loops may have some extreme values and it is having some domain boundaries. Suppose if you are designing the more test cases to validate all the bursts, if you are if you are designing some test cases and it is to validate all the births and deaths, suppose for that, and here to publish and distribute the selected test paths, and we have to go through the transaction flow as early as possible. We have to go through the transaction flow. Why? Because they are taking the maximum beneficial effect on the project. It is having the maximum beneficial effect on the project. And if you are going walkthrough means, first of all, from starting to beginning we have to perform the walkthrough for that particular project. And after performing the walkthrough, it may take several minutes, or it may take some few hours to walk through that particular product. After performing the walkthrough, that particular person who is performing the walkthrough can get a realization that okay, it is an efficient product. Based upon these walkthroughs and inspections, he can able to give the reviews. Okay, for you can ask that why you should give the reviews. Why? Because a review is a main thing for a main thing in the development of the software. Okay, software for the software product. Why? Because if that product is working effectively, then we can give the best review. Based upon that review itself, the particular persons can use that particular product. Yes or no? If it is not having the good reviews, how they can use? Even after the development also, if it is not having some good reviews, that particular product cannot be used by the customers. Then it may cause to the loss. So for that reason, we have to, if it is having the good reviews, then based upon that reviews our product will be easily, and it will be used by the so many number of the if so many number of users are accessing that particular product, then we doesn't get any loss with that particular product. Here to publish and distribute that particular test path, through the if you are performing some transaction flow, no, through the transaction flow, if you want to publish and distribute the selected test path as early as possible, we can so that they will exert the maximum benefit, so that they can easily have the maximum beneficial effect on that particular type of project. Okay, from that also we can make the transaction flow testing very, it is having some extreme values and domain boundaries. From that boundaries also we can design the more test cases to validate all the births and deaths. We can perform the design for the more test cases and to validate all the births and deaths, to publish and distribute the selected test paths through the transaction flows as early as possible, so that they will exert the maximum beneficial, we can exert the maximum beneficial effect on that project. So these are the main things that a transaction may be directly or indirectly flows from the requirements. This is about some inspections, reviews and walkthroughs. Okay, in the next class we will take the continuation topic for this. Okay, this is something about the, in this class we have discussed about these two topics. One is transaction flow techniques, and how many types of transaction flow techniques are there, and what are the for transaction flow techniques, what are the inspections, reviews and walkthroughs for that particular transaction flow techniques. Okay, we have done with the transaction flow techniques and all these inspection, reviews and walkthroughs. In this next class we can continue with the next topic. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity.